I believed it was merely a minor error, one that would end there. But I soon realized I was mistaken. That day marked the start of a journey into the most intricate and taboo moments of my existence. Even now as I share this tale, I can sense my hands quivering because this isn't merely a confession. It's a clash within myself, a battle of conflicting emotions where shame intertwines with longing. Alfred, my mother's husband, possessed a maturity and charisma that radiated confidence. He was the kind of man whose presence alone drew attention without the need for loud words to soften. He remained silent within the walls of his home, but his mere presence had the power to illuminate every corner of the space. He was my mother's second husband and our bond was never particularly strong. He maintained a courteous demeanor, yet there was an air of distance about him until that fateful day when everything transformed. My mother, Jennifer, was out enjoying the company of her friends as she often does. The house became the legacy of Alfred and me. It was a tranquil evening. Or so I believed it would be. I found myself in the solitude of my room, preparing to change my attire, gazing into the mirror while clad solely in my undergarments. As I was on the verge of slipping into a dress, a delicate sound reached my ears, soft creak of the door slowly opening. "Emily, your door's open," Alfred whispered gently from the threshold. His voice carried a serene strength that had the power to awaken me. As I shifted my gaze, I caught his eyes fixed upon me. Time appeared to stand still. In that moment, uncertainty enveloped me, leaving me at a crossroads with no clear path ahead. I remained still, unprotected yet unmoving. He lingered at the threshold, his hand poised on the door, caught in a silent struggle between the allure of entry and the comfort of retreat. His gaze held for a moment, stirring within me a tide of confusion and an elusive sensation. Something beyond words. My heart raced within me, a drum echoing the tension of the moment. In the span of mere seconds, the world around me felt as though it had transformed entirely. With a reluctant sigh, he finally spoke, his gaze drifting away. Yet the tone of his voice held a hint of something more than mere regret. It bore a whisper of uncertainty, as if he was caught in a moment of reflection, questioning whether the weight of regret truly rested upon him. He took a step back, yet his essence lingered in the air, a palpable force even after the door had clicked shut behind him. "It's fine," I whispered, my voice trembling just a bit, yet deep down, I understood it was anything but fine. A change had taken root within me and I could no longer turn a blind eye to it. He departed and I found myself solitary with my reflections. But his lingering gaze and the delicate tension in the atmosphere remained, weaving themselves into the fabric of my mind. That moment lingered in my thoughts, an indelible mark I couldn't erase. What I initially perceived as a mere blunder, a fleeting moment of discomfort, turned out to be something far more significant than I ever imagined. Only a handful of days passed before it occurred once more, and this time, it ventured even deeper. Up until that moment, one might have attributed everything to an awkward blunder, a poorly timed exchange. And I shared that sentiment. Yet, it soon became clear to me that this was just the beginning of a much larger tale. That day marked the dawn of something extraordinary. And now, let me weave for you the tale of all that transpired from that moment onwards. The following day, we were set to witness a wedding unfold before us. One of my mom's dearest companions was embarking on a journey, united in matrimony once more. My mom was her typical vibrant and enthusiastic self, all dressed up and primed for the occasion. Jennifer had always been a vibrant spirit, someone who thrived on the joy of adventure. I held a deep commitment to my friends, yet not, essentially, to the concept of loyalty in a more profound way. As for me, I wasn't particularly excited about attending, but Alfred's presence at that wedding transformed the entire experience. We made our entrance at the venue side by side, amidst the lively throng surrounding us. My gaze wandered to Alfred, more than I ought to have. Perhaps he had always possessed this striking charm, this captivating allure, and I simply hadn't seen it until now. Bathed in the gentle illumination of the wedding lights, he exuded an air of confidence that captivated all around him. His attire was meticulously crafted. With each step he took, an air of effortless charm surrounded him. Yet, I found myself wrestling with the thoughts swirling in my mind. "Don't be absurd, Emily," I reminded myself, yet my gaze continually drifted back to him. A dance began to play. In the heart of the dance floor, my mum and Alfred moved gracefully, lost in the enchanting rhythm that surrounded them. Jennifer wore her familiar, carefree smile, dancing with abandon, when suddenly, in the midst of her twirl, she turned to me and smiled with delight. Alfred extended his hand to Emily, inviting her to dance, and she accepted. I must venture over to my friend's place for a while. Something within me stirred to life. My heart began to race. Alfred paused for a heartbeat, a smile breaking across his face as he reached out his hand towards me. His eyes conveyed a sense of calm assurance, a quiet confidence that spoke volumes. "Come on, Emily," he said, his tone playful and inviting. "It seems I could use a lesson or two in the art of movement." Jennifer had already cast a shadow of embarrassment over me on the dance floor. His relaxed charm made it impossible for me to say no. I extended my hand with a hint of uncertainty, my voice quivering as I responded, "Sure." As we strolled towards the dance. As I stood there, the floor beneath me felt like a stage, and the eyes of the crowd bore down, sending a shiver through my spine. As his hand settled on my waist, a rush of excitement surged through me, quickening my breath. His cologne, the warmth of his touch, it was all so vivid. "Prepare yourself, for this tale is on the brink of a twist. If this piques your interest, be sure to subscribe to my channel and activate notifications for more captivating tales. Your support is invaluable. Remember to share your thoughts and show some love with a like." As we twirled, Alfred's gaze was unwavering, locked onto mine. "Emily, I had no inkling of your remarkable talent," he remarked, his smile radiating warmth. His voice carried a unique allure that resonated profoundly within me. "Sharing a dance with you brings pure delight." I averted my eyes, attempting to conceal the flicker of emotion stirring within me. "I'm giving it my all," I declared. Yet the quiver in my voice revealed my true feelings. Alfred's smile blossomed gently. "Don't sell yourself short," he said, his hand pressing more firmly against my waist. A weighty reminder of the truth in his words. "This is more than mere movement, we are weaving a tale together." Can you sense it? In that instant, I understood that what we shared went far beyond the mere act of dancing. As my body swayed to the rhythm of the music, my heart and mind danced in a chaotic whirlwind, untamed and free. As the world swirled around us, my mom's presence anchored me, and the cacophony of the crowd melted into the background. Only Alfred remained, along with the hands that kept me steady. The tumult of emotions within me was a force to be reckoned with, a blend of uncertainty and longing that surged through my very being. As the dance unfolded, Alfred's voice emerged, gentle yet resonant, cutting through the tumult of my swirling thoughts. "I wish to express my sincerest apologies for the other day," he said. "I intended to offer you a gentle reminder, but in doing so, I may have inadvertently crossed a boundary regarding your personal space." A gentle warmth enveloped me, and I could sense the heat rising in my cheeks. As my gaze fell, I sought to dissolve the weight of the moment. "It's all right," I replied hastily, my voice trembling just a bit. "Truly, it's nothing to worry about. Such events are indeed possible." Alfred took a brief pause, yet his feet continued to glide across the floor, his gaze unwavering, locked onto mine. Yet he pressed on, his voice taking on a gentler tone. "If it caused you any discomfort, please understand that was never my aim. I simply wished to capture your focus." My heartbeat raced with anticipation. "I wasn't uneasy," I said, attempting to put him at ease. Simultaneously, I found myself grappling with the peculiar excitement that was starting to swell within me. "Truly, it's all good." The atmosphere around us grew heavy for a brief moment as we swayed to the rhythm of the music. His hand rested gently on my waist, and the sincerity in his gaze awakened something profound within me. Yet, the fervor was fleeting. As the melody gradually faded into silence, our dance came to a halt. "Thank you," Alfred said, his smile warm and inviting. "In the realm of movement, you shine as an exceptional companion on the dance floor." I nodded, my heart still racing. Gratitude flowed from my lips, a gentle whisper of thanks. With a swift motion, I made my way back to my table and settled in. Alfred paused for a heartbeat, his gaze lingering on me, before he finally shifted to another table. Yet, in that fleeting moment, those lingering glances spoke volumes, revealing that whatever this connection was between us had not reached its conclusion. Indeed, it was merely the beginning of a grand adventure. Prepare the scene. As Jennifer made her way back to the wedding hall, a radiant smile lit up her face, drawing us in with its warmth. "What a delightful dance," she remarked, showering us with praise. "You both shone brilliantly out there." Her compliment wrapped around me like a warm breeze, stirring a flurry of emotions within. I endeavored to mask my fluster, putting on a brave face as I navigated the moment. "It was quite the adventure," I remarked with a subtle grin. Alfred nodded with a subtle grace, a faint smile dancing at the corners of his lips. Jennifer wove her words with enthusiasm, her hands coming together in joyful applause. "Can you believe it? Once the wedding bells have chimed, the girls and I will embark on a delightful bachelorette adventure, exclusively for girls. Alfred, you'll be the one to escort Emily home, won't you?" Alfred offered a gentle smile. "Absolutely, that's no issue at all," he responded with an easygoing demeanor. In that instant, it became clear to me just how unjust Jennifer's actions were towards Alfred. On a night when she ought to have been there with him, yet she was choosing to walk away, leaving him in solitude. A pang of discomfort nestled in my chest, yet I stifled it, burying it deep within. Jennifer appeared utterly indifferent clearly. Her priority was to revel in the joy of companionship with her friends. As the final notes of the wedding faded into the air, Alfred and I strolled side by side towards the car, the warmth of the day still lingering around us. Jennifer had already departed with her friends to venture off to another place. As we settled into the car, Alfred gently turned the key, and the engine came to life with a soft hum. The stillness that enveloped us as we traveled was almost palpable. I gazed out the window, striving to embrace the stillness without the urge to fill it with chatter. Yet, in due time, Alfred shattered the stillness. Jennifer, at times, has her own set of priorities, he remarked, his gaze steady on the path before him. Yet, it never fails to astonish me how careless she can be on occasion. On evenings such as this, one would anticipate having their companion close at hand. I failed to catch the nuance in his voice. In that moment, I found myself in a state of tranquility. Yet a whisper of disappointment lingered just beneath the surface. His words resonated profoundly within me. The idea of someone like Alfred's strong, charismatic, and composite experience loneliness pulled at my heartstrings. I composed myself and replied, though my voice trembled just a bit, indeed, in moments such as these, a touch more thoughtfulness holds great significance. Alfred gave a subtle nod. Indeed, you are correct, he replied. His eyes remained fixed on the path ahead, yet it seems that each connection we forge has its own unique tale to tell. In that moment, an unspoken connection began to weave itself between us. It felt as though I could grasp and even sense his solitude. In that moment, I found myself wrestling with the urge to keep my own feelings at bay. That fleeting exchange felt like it pulled me nearer to him. The connection we share deepens, silently yet with great strength. Upon our arrival at home, Alfred swung the door open and motioned for me to enter. As the day drew to a close, he softly uttered, "Good night," yet it was evident in his pause that he wasn't entirely prepared to. "Do not depart just yet." As I made my way towards my room, I caught sight of Alfred lingering by the doorway. A peculiar impulse halted me in my steps, compelling me to turn and confront him. "Alfred," I murmured, my voice scarcely rising above a whisper, "care to step inside? Perhaps we could share a conversation for a bit." Though the longing in Alfred's eyes was unmistakable, he graciously chose to decline. In the wake of recent events, a sense of hesitation lingered within him. I had welcomed him in to demonstrate that I thought I had moved past it, that it wasn't a big deal anymore. Yet, here I was, retreating to my room, replaying Jennifer's behavior and Alfred's words over and over in my mind. His loneliness was palpable, a shadow that lingered in the air. It touched me deeper than I was willing to acknowledge. Perched on the edge of my bed, I sought to soothe my racing mind. Yet the thoughts swirling within refused to settle. What was it about him that occupied my thoughts so persistently? Why was I unable to shake off the memory of that day when he unexpectedly entered my room? The hours slipped away and the house sank into a deeper hush. Jennifer remained without. I came back, utterly perplexed by Alfred's actions. As I grappled with my thoughts, the unexpected creak of my door swinging open sent a jolt through me, leaving me momentarily paralyzed. As I raised my gaze, there stood Alfred in the doorway. His eyes sparkled with a fierce resolve, yet his expression danced with inner turmoil. I sprang to my feet in an instant. "Alfred," I exclaimed, my voice betraying my astonishment, "what brings you to this place?" He gently shut the door behind him, lingering at the threshold, hesitant to venture deeper into the room. Instead, he remained there as though engaging in an internal dialogue. "Emily," he began, his voice soft yet heavy with feeling, "you are indeed correct, Jennifer. She does not treat me justly. Yet, this evening, my thoughts drift away from Jennifer and her actions or lack thereof." He advanced a step, his eyes capturing my own in an unbreakable hold. "For some time now, I've harbored feelings for you," he confessed. His voice was unwavering, yet tinged with a hint of uncertainty. Especially after that day I stepped into your room by incident, the thought lingers, refusing to fade away. It felt as if the very essence of the room had been drawn away, leaving only a heavy silence in its wake. Words eluded me. Thoughts slipped away like shadows in the night. Alfred pressed on, a fire in his heart, eager to unburden himself, fully aware that his words might lead him down a path of regret. "Perhaps I am on the brink of a significant error. Yet I find myself unable to hold this within any longer. Emily, you are always on my mind." He halted, his gaze lingering on my face, seeking a flicker of response. I sensed he could perceive the astonishment reflected in my gaze. He drew nearer, his voice becoming gentler. "You truly grasp my essence, Emily. Perhaps you are unaware, yet you perceive my presence. That is a feat that has always eluded Jennifer." My heart raced with such intensity that I feared it might explode. The gravity of the moment was all-consuming. Words eluded me, leaving me in silence, yearning to respond. The stillness enveloped us, thick with the weight of unexpressed feelings we dared not confront. Alfred finally let his eyes wander away, the weight of his gaze sinking to the floor. With a heavy heart, he let out a deep sigh and swallowed with great effort. "Forgive me, Emily," he murmured. His voice was soft, delicate, and almost ethereal. "Regret lingers in my mind, and I find myself wishing I had kept these thoughts to myself. I ought to take my leave." With a subtle shift, he averted his gaze and began his journey towards the door. With each step he took, there was a weight that seemed to anchor him, a purposeful stride that spoke of the heaviness he bore. As he extended his hand towards the doorknob, I observed the subtle rise and fall of his shoulders, accompanied by a deep, measured breath. In that moment, a transformation stirred within me. All my fears and confusion dissolved, giving way to a courage I never realized was within me. He simply couldn't walk away from me. "Alfred," I called out, my voice a soft murmur yet powerful enough to resonate throughout the space. He paused. With a deliberate motion, he pivoted to face me, our gazes locking in an unspoken connection. Within them swirled a tempest, a fierce clash of regret and yearning unfolding in the shadows of their soul. For a fleeting instant, neither of us stirred. With hands that quivered, I gently eased the straps of my dress from my shoulders, allowing it to cascade down to the floor. The soft glow in the room highlighted the smoothness of my shoulders, while the cool air gently caressed my skin. Alfred's gaze was upon me, sharp and unyielding, a force that demanded my attention. I sensed his gaze upon me, tracking each subtle shift, and I found myself unable to tear my eyes from his watchful presence. "I haven't forgotten either, Alfred," I said, my voice quivering. Yet the resolve within me was powerful enough to eclipse it. "On that fateful day, the instant you stepped into my room, the world as I knew it transformed completely. Since that moment, I've been wrestling with these emotions, but they refuse to be silenced. For my heart echoes the same sentimenty like you too. Perhaps I have for quite a while." As the words flowed forth, my heart raced with such intensity that I feared it might burst from my chest. Alfred paused, his gaze locked onto mine, as if he were sifting through the weight of my words, trying to unravel their meaning. Yet, in those eyes, I could perceive the same magnetic draw, the same unmistakable bond I had been sensing. This evening, I found myself inhaling deeply, seeking a sense of calm. "I'm weary of battling these emotions any longer. I'm uncertain about the morality of it all, but this is the truth of my heart, Alfred." He moved in, his hand softly caressing my face. His touch was gentle yet intentional, as if he feared shattering the beauty of the moment. As our gazes intertwined, it was as if the distance that separated us had vanished, revealing the truth behind the illusion. Gently, he bent down and our lips intertwined in a delicate embrace. That first kiss ignited a whirlwind of emotions and desires we had both kept hidden for far too long. Alfred's touch, his kisses deepened with every fleeting moment, igniting a fire that consumed them both. The idea of retreating, of halting, never even flickered in my thoughts. In that instant, I found myself utterly immersed, as if time had ceased to exist. With a measured pace, I retreated until the familiar touch of the bed met my legs, and I surrendered to gravity, allowing myself to tumble onto its surface. With a deliberate grace, I observed Alfred's hands as they glided to the buttons of his shirt, methodically unfastening them one by one. Each movement was intentional, as though he wished to relish this moment, to stretch it out in time. As he finally let his shirt fall away, an air of confidence and authority enveloped the room, captivating everyone within its reach. He advanced another step closer, his eyes locked onto mine, unwavering. After arranging his clothes with care at the edge of the bed, he leaned down, inching closer and closer, until the only thing separating us was the palpable electricity in the air. The atmosphere surrounding us crackled with fervor and longing. Time appeared to freeze in that moment. In that fleeting instant, it was just the two of us. Nothing else mattered. He leaned over me, and in that moment, we forged a bond where we surrendered to one another entirely. It was a deeply moving experience. A sensation, vast and comforting, stirred within me. This was unlike anything I had ever experienced before. As I gazed upon Alfred, his broad shoulders and muscular physique came into view, a testament to his strength and presence. I shut my eyes and lifted my hands into the air, pressing them firmly against the pillow, attempting to mirror the graceful movements of Alfred's body. In that instant, my body tightened with intensity. Alfred gazed at me and declared, "You possess a unique quality. It has always been clear to me. Now, the understanding flows more clearly." He found himself gasping for air. "So, are you Alfred?" I inquired, a comforting warmth blossoming within me. All of it seemed like a fantastical vision. Once Alfred settled beside me, I nestled my head against his chest. As I nestled against his sturdy chest, The soothing cadence of his heartbeat enveloped me. The essence of this moment enveloped me, stirring a blend of tranquility and inner conflict. My fingers softly danced over his chest as I summoned the bravery to shatter the stillness that hung between us. "You entered my room with purpose this time, Alfred," I said, my voice low yet laden with significance. I raised my head to meet his gaze, my words compelling him to face the truth, while simultaneously unveiling the storm of emotions swirling within me. Alfred offered a subtle smile. Yet the profound contemplation carved into his features was impossible to conceal. "No, Emily," he said, "nothing about this was accidental. I had to share my feelings with you, no matter how challenging it might be." I averted my eyes to his chest, my fingers gradually easing their pace. With a deep breath, I began to speak once more. "You're an extraordinary and remarkably captivating man, Alfred," I whispered gently. "But what unfolds next? What path shall we take next? My mother, those who surround her?" Alfred tilted his head slightly, drawing me nearer as his fingers wove through my hair with a gentle touch. His voice flowed smoothly, carrying a depth of feeling beneath its serene surface. "In this moment, Emily, all I can say is that everything feels undeniably real. Being near to me, I cannot deny it." His words swirl like a tempest within me, yet amidst the chaos, his honesty brings a calming balm to my soul. I shut my eyes, immersing myself in the comforting warmth of his presence, as the shadows of uncertainty regarding the future hovered above us. In that moment, our only option was to embrace the connection between us. If you've journeyed this far, I sense that my tale has resonated with you profoundly. There's a wealth of tales yet to unfold, and you'll surely want to be part of every moment. Make sure to tap that follow button, activate notifications, and share your thoughts in the comments about this tale. I eagerly anticipate your reflections.